Hi there, it's Anne of Rosie Duck Designs here. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. I'm going to feature the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set and the Coordinating Ice Cream Cone Builder Punch in today's project. I've had these for a while, but I haven't had the opportunity to actually get them out and use them. So I thought it was something I had to do before basically summer totally disappeared and the sun went with it. So I've decided to use that for my project today. So I'll put that to one side. I'm making a card for some friends who are off on a holiday quite soon, a well-deserved holiday, so I thought I'd send them a little card wishing them a nice time. So with that in mind, I've used this stamp here which says rest and relax, you deserve it, which comes from the Timeless Tropical stamp set. So everything else I'm using is from this stamp set, but none of the sentiments actually went with the reason I'm making the card. But as you can see, there's a various number of sentiments that would work well for all sorts of other occasions. So I'm using a piece of Night of Navy card, cut as usual at 6 by 8, scored at 4 on the long side, or 20 by 15, scored at 10 on the long side. The card is going to be in the landscape style. I'm just going to burnish that edge. I've got a piece of Designer Series paper, which is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, which is 9.5 by 14.5 centimetres. And this particular piece of Designer Series paper comes from the Beauty of the Earth pack of paper, which generally is quite an autumnal not stamp set, it's an autumnal series of papers with trees and leaves and quite autumnal colours. But there's 2 sheets of this, there's the flip side, but this is like a sky effect, which is sort of kind of perfect for sea and sky, that sort of thing. So I thought I would use that for the front of my card. I've got a piece of basic white that is cut at 3.5 by 5.5, which is 19 by 14. That's going in the middle, and as I mentioned, I've already stamped that in Night of Navy. I've got another piece of basic white that's going to go on the front of the card, and that is cut at 3 by 5 or 7.5 by 12.5. So let's start putting the card together. Start with the inside. Now I've gone with the sentiment down at the bottom of the card because that's going to leave me more room here to actually write a message. The great thing when you make your own cards, you can put your sentiment wherever you think it's best. So I'm just centralising that. And that's basically all I'm going to do with the inside of the card. I'm going to add my Designer Series paper to the front. So again, I'm just centralising that on the front. And then I've got my ice cream cones that I've already stamped and cut out with a punch. So we're going to put the card together, and then I'll go through the actual stamps that I've used and how I've got the little details on that, which stamps I've used. I thought that was probably easier than expecting anyone watching this video to sit through me doing 3 lots of cones. So I'm going to take this piece of white paper, card even, and put that on the front. My apologies, I'm somewhat distracted because I've got a cat that doesn't normally come in when I'm crafting has turned up. I've now got 2 cats who think it's their dinner time, and it's not. You're an hour early. Okay, make that 3 cats. Dare I say anything could happen? Knowing my cats, it probably will. I'll apologise in advance for you, shall I, boys? Again, I'm going to just put that in the middle. Now, I've done that one using polished pink, but that's the stamped off version. This is So Saffron, and that is soft sea foam. And then I've done the sprinkles with Early Espresso, and the sprinkles on here are polished pink. Now, trying to decide whether I'm going to raise them up or not. I think it might be quite fun to put some height on these. So I'm going to stick Stampin' Dimensional there. I'm going to cut one in half. Just pop that there. I'll use that one down the bottom there. You could use mini Stampin' Dimensionals, of course, but I was thinking I'll probably need the larger ones for these, so I'll just stick with the larger ones. So I've got half going down there. So these are obviously wider than the actual cone, so we might as well just put that at the end there, just to see where we might want the cone. So that is okay. Now again, I'm working with this idea that if I'm putting the 2 end ones in, then this is what I've got left in the centre, and it's therefore a lot easier to centralise the centre ice cream cone rather than do 1, 2, 3. It's better doing 1, 3 and 2. It's a similar principle that I was mentioning on a previous video where I had 3 stamped images. It just makes life a little bit easier. So there we go. Hello, Ollie. I'm being a little bit generous with the stamping dimensionals, but I do just want to make sure that they stay where I want them to stay. And while you're fiddling about cutting one or whatever, you might as well just stick 3 on. So I've mixed it up so I've got effectively chocolate sprinkles at either end and strawberry sprinkles in the middle. You can have a lot of fun with ice creams because they come in all sorts of colours these days, don't they? From the bright blue bubble gum to coffee flavoured. The choice is endless. So I'm just going to pop that over the cone there so it looks like it's sitting on the top of it. So again, nothing complicated about this card at all. The Punch does a brilliant job of giving you an ice cream that you can basically turn into a really nice feature on your card. And that is it. That is basically the card. And I've already done an ice cream cone on the front, and this time we've got So Saffron with some early espresso sprinkles. So that is my holiday card. The stamp set itself is £16 and the cone builder Punch is £17. So not something that's going to break the bank, but is going to be very effective to make cards with, sort of especially fun cards. So in the stamp set, you've got lolly sticks, you've got a flake, you've got sprinkles, you've got a cone, you've got some lollies, the ice cream top, the actual scoop of ice cream, that's the word I'm looking for. You've got a little drip here so that if it's melting, goes rather well with this "You Melt My Heart" sentiment. So lots of different sentiments as well. So let's just see how I've used the stamp set. So it's a photopolymer stamp set, and I've used the top for the ice cream. I've used the base for the cone, and then you've got a stamp that gives you some detail of the cone. There it is. I couldn't see it for looking. There we go, that's the detail of the cone. I'm looking at that and seeing sprinkles. Once again, it's late in the day. Three pairs of eyes looking at me as if I'm being most unreasonable, that I'm not stopping what I'm doing and getting up and feeding them. So I've got a little bit of card here, just basic white card. I'm using Sahara Sand for my base for my cone. And then for the detail, I'm going to use some crumb cake, which is that much darker. That just goes over the top. That's going to give you your waffle effect on the cone. And we take the punch, you've got your ice cream top here and the cone here. I've probably got the card the wrong way around, but had a 50-50 chance. There we go. So I'm putting the card in to the punch there, and then just lining it up. So that's my cone. Then I want my ice cream, which I'm going to use So Saffron for, reminding you of a sort of nice thick yellowy double cream ice cream, which I could probably just force one of those down as we speak. A bit of something on my stamp there, let's clean that off. There we go. So I'm going to put that down on the card, and then of course I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on it. I know ice cream doesn't shimmer, but it just gives it that little finishing touch, which actually works really well on a card. And I can't resist Wink of Stella. But I have to say, I tried it on one and I thought, actually, yeah, this does work. I can get away with this. So there we go. That's my Wink of Stella on the top there. and then I'm going to add some sprinkles. This time I'm going to add strawberry sprinkles. So I'm using that stamp into my polish pink. I'm just going to line that up then with my top of the ice cream. And there I have a cone with strawberry sprinkles on. I wish I could turn the camera around. I've got one is listening to me very intently as if he really understands what I'm talking about. I'll be asking questions later. Is that all right? So I'm going to get my punch. So I'm going with the ice cream side this time. I've actually managed to put that in the right place as well. That's good. Make sure I've got it in the right place. And then just punch down. And I've got another ice cream cone. So that was it. Nothing at all complicated. Just clear the debris away. That's the little cone we've just made, and that is our card. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how you can use this particular stamp set and coordinating punch. Everything that I've used today can be purchased by my online shop, which you will find the link to that as usual on the front of this video. I'll also put a link to my blog on there as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back with another project in the not too distant future, but until next time, please look after yourselves and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.